All right, good morning. I just thought I would take advantage of the beautiful weather that we have going on right now. You can hear the birds maybe in the background a little bit. But this is our session for this week for our Silver Sneakers, Silver and Fit, Active Older Adult, whatever you want to call it. Just something to help keep us active and moving. So let's get started. All right, just start by marching those feet. We just want to get our body temperature kind of warmed up. You can be inside, you can be outside, wherever it works best for you. We just want to stay active. That keeps our bodies healthy. I want you to just start with a swing and tap. Just nice, easy movements. And of course, there's always the option to just do it from a chair. So if you have your chair, you just march your feet right like this, or you can take those heels and tap them forward. Sometimes when we do prolonged sitting and this marching, it can kind of fatigue the hip flexors a little bit. So just take those hips forward if you find that happening. And the key to that is to keep your arms moving. That helps to drive the heart rate a little more since you're not standing. Just like that. And of course, you can always stand up. Bring those shoulders up and down. Up, down. Can you swing those arms? Beautiful work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to that march. We don't have to do those high intensity, all those are good if you want to do them. But the whole key is we want to reach 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week, meaning that you're actually elevating the heart rate. Take it right and left. So if you're just wandering around and you never get that elevated heart rate, that's not considered exercise. It's not being sedentary because you're not sitting and doing nothing, right? Start to swing those arms if you'd like. So our arms and legs are our levers. Those levers are what drive the intensity of the work. So if I keep my hands here, it's going to be much easier. The more that I engage those arms, and even maybe stepping wider, sitting down into the legs, that makes the work a little bit more as well. So just try it, see where you're at. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march. Beautiful effort. So we have a scale that's called our perceived exertion. It goes from 1 to 10. So when we've just gotten out of bed, we've been sitting on the couch watching TV or whatever, that's a 1. No workout at all. 10 is that big adrenaline rush. Your child just ran out the front door, or somebody fell in the pool, and we're rushing to go take care of that. We could not sustain that kind of energy level for a very long period of time. Okay, so that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for about a 5 or 6. Means I'm working hard, but I can sustain this for at least 30 minutes. Okay? Swing. You'll also notice that by your breath rate increasing, that if you were to try to carry on a conversation, that you would have to kind of stop and take breaths in between there. You'll start to notice that your body temperature might kind of get warm. Some people perspire or sweat. Some of you are lucky enough to not ever sweat. So just make sure that you pay attention to where you're at. Take it back to a march. We're going to take it to a single side step into a double side step. Here we go. Singles. And take it double. So we're just stepping side to side. One more over and back. Now singles. Good job. Now we're going to learn the V step. It's big in the front and narrow in the back. So if we slow it down, it's wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Let's try it faster. Now if that's awkward for you to step out like that, you can just step forward and back, forward and back. That works. We're changing our movement to front to back instead of side to side. But if you can't, try that wider. You'll notice it feels different. It works different muscles in our legs. We're leading with that right leg. 2 more times. And march in the center. Now we're going to switch and do that leading with the left leg, because you'll notice that lead leg takes a little bit more of the work. So we want to work our body in balance. We don't want to be lopsided. Here we go. Out. You're doing a great job. Just the fact that you got off the couch and decided to do something for your health. You'll notice I'm using some arms. If that doesn't work for you, you don't have to do them. 2 more. 2 and 1. March it out. We just want to try to keep our joints moving as much as possible. Also, the more that we move those levers, remember our arms and legs, the more it drives the heart rate. So if that's not for you today, if that's not your level, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. You go where it works best for you. The important thing is that you're moving. Marching it out. Now we're going to start to take those knees up. So we'll pull the knees up. Now they may not be this far. Maybe they're totally down here. But I just want you to pick the foot up off the floor. There you go. So you can stay right here with this high knee march. You can add some arms. Now I'm not crunching over like this. I'm pulling the arms down, down. Getting that work through the shoulders. Beautiful. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march. Do you need a drink? Stop and grab a drink. I should have told you before we started to make sure you have water close by. We'll just be marching here for a minute so you can grab a drink. Take those heels to the front. So we've done single side step, double side step, and V step. We're going to do a mambo. It's really easy. We're going to start with that left leg. We just step forward, back. So we rock on that other foot in between. Rock forward, back, forward, back. If you want to get into it a little more, bring those hips in, you could totally do that. Or you could just stay right here. So pretty much all of the work is right here in this moving leg. That left leg is going forward and back. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. March in the center. Now, of course, remember, we have to be balanced. So we're going to do it on the right leg. Take it forward, back, forward. So it's just that little rock step with that standing leg in between. Forward. You got it. Are you breathing a little bit heavier? What's those numbers at? Maybe 3 or 4? Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march up tall. Beautiful. Back to the singles. Single side step. So it's important that we work both side to side, front to back, using different muscles. We're using these muscles on the outside of the leg versus the ones in the front, our dominant walking muscles. Helps protect us from falls. Take it 2 and 2. One more over and back, then V-step. Here we go. Take it front. So again, you can take those arms a little wider if you like. You can stay down with them down here. You can leave them out altogether. 2 more. Up, up. March in the center. Switch legs. Here we go. You're doing so great. See how as we practice, we get better and we feel more confident. 4, 3, 2, 1. March up tall. Mambo step. Forward and back. Good job. And as you continue to do the videos, you'll notice that we use those same types of steps, just putting them together in different ways. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching to that right leg. Here we go. Up and back. Make sure you're breathing, using those arms, and of course the more that you push into the leg, the more you feel that work in your hips and your glutes. We want that all to be nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. March up tall. Amazing job. Let's take a big breath. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time. Do you feel how much better you feel when you get a good big breath of oxygen? Yes. We tend to start breathing super shallow when we're stressed or when we're working really hard. So I want you to really focus on make sure you keep breathing in and out. Giving our body that oxygen it needs. Back to heels to the foot. So get the feet, and we're going to add some different arms this time. We want to engage those shoulders. Push, push. Do you ever use one of those old tire pumps, right? You had to push it up and down? That's what you're doing. We keep that back up tall. Posture is nice and long. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march it out. Beautiful job. So this is going to be more of like our beginner class. I'll have more videos. So if this was maybe too easy for you and you weren't sure how to up that level more with those levers, moving bigger arms or legs, just look for other videos that we do. You'll see some that'll be more of an intermediate level, more of a cardio push. And of course, we're going to add in some hand weights in just a moment. Heels. Push. There you go. So important to keep all of our limbs moving, keeping those joints nice and lubricated, kind of like the Tin Men, right? They need oil. Oil for those limbs comes by way of exercise. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march. Let's go back to those high knees. My son is moving. I'm going to be in the sun pretty soon. That's okay. We're getting close to being done with this part here. Lift. Start with just a lift. Notice how that affects your balance a little bit too. When we're just marching here, our foot is not off the floor very long, so it's not really hard to balance. When we lift, recruits that balance. Pull the belly button in. Stabilize through that core. There you go. We want to protect ourselves from falling. You don't want to fall, right? So we got to practice that balance. This is a term you'll hear me use a lot. To practice makes better. Let's add the arms. We're not trying to be perfect. That is too stressful, right? Nobody's perfect, but we can always strive to be better. Write it down. Feel that contraction through the core as we pull. We always move with intention. Pulling it down. 3, 2, 1. March. Beautiful job. Bring the shoulders up and back. I want you to grab a drink, kind of walk around. Hopefully you're at least a 5. If you're not a 5, then maybe this class is a little too easy for you. Maybe you can up your intensity, bigger arms, bigger arms and legs. Or watch for some of the other videos where you can put a little more effort into it. Hopefully you can see the bunny running across my yard. It's not my bunny. We have wild bunnies that run around here. All right. So we're going to sit down on our chair to do our weight exercises. You can also do them standing. If you'd rather stay standing, you can totally do that. Hopefully you can see this well. Open the arms wide. You're going to slowly curl up and slowly down. So our belly button is pulled in nice and tight. We're sitting up nice and tall on the front of our chair. We're not leaning on the back of the chair. Just open it nice and wide. You notice we're using a very slow tempo here. That makes those muscles work. 2 more slow. You can also do this without any weight at all. So if it's your first time exercising in a long time, do it without any weight. It's totally good. So you just do that movement without any weight. So you get used to the range of motion. We keep those elbow joints, the shoulders working, but not the added stress. Because it's so much better for you to be able to do the workout with less resistance than to only do 2 because you've used a resistance that was too much and you go, it's too hard, I can't do it. So we don't finish, okay? So always drop your resistance and complete the moves without. Beautiful job. Now we're going to do a hammer curl. So I'll put it to the side a little bit so that the weights are up and down. The hand is forward as if you were going to use a hammer. So again, hands are all the way down by the side, up nice and tall, roll those shoulders up, down, and back. Nice tall posture. Up, down. So feel how that tummy really has to engage as you go to pull up. Because what we don't want to do is rock back and forth to try to get momentum. So we pull up and down, making those biceps work. Yes. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. So I want you to set one weight down. We're going to work our triceps, which is the opposing muscle group for the bicep. So you are going to lean forward. So we're seated forward. I'm just turning sideways so you can see better. We're going to lean forward and place that arm across your legs. That gives you this nice 45-degree angle. Notice how my back is long and straight, not hunched over. Okay, so pull the shoulders back and down. Hand comes down by your calf. Okay, you're going to pull that elbow up and down, up, down. So we're moving that move into the back part of the arm, right? You know this part here, when we wave and it kind of jiggles? We don't want that, right? So we want to tighten that up and make it nice and strong. The other reason we want that strong is, heaven forbid you actually do ever fall down on the floor. Hopefully you don't hurt yourself, okay? But if we do get down there, we need to be able to have the arm strength to push ourselves up. You need strength in the legs as well, but when we're on the floor, we have to have those arms to be able to get us into a position where we can get onto our feet. Okay, so lots of important reasons to have nice, strong arms. Upper body. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. I want you to rest. We're only going to do 4 repetitions of this next one. It's a little bit harder, but for this easier class, we want to just kind of show you some moves that you can use, but maybe not over fatigue ourselves, okay? So if we pull up to the top of that row, now you're going to keep your elbow there. Notice, my elbow doesn't move. I just push back. That hinge effect from that elbow. 2 more. 2. Yes, it's harder, yeah, because you're pushing against gravity, right? And remember, you can put the weight down and do it without any weight. Or you can maybe use a lighter weight. Get a soup can, a water bottle, anything light that you can hold on to, pushing back like that. The key is to keep the elbow up. If you bring the elbow down here, you're using it a tiny bit, but not as much, okay? So you gotta pull it up, push back. So we're just gonna switch to the other side. So again, you can totally do it forward. I'm just turning sideways because it's easier for you to see what's happening. So we lean forward, that arm is across the legs, the shoulders are pulled down and back. Here we go, let's roll it up, pull up. Beautiful work. What is another reason that we should use weights, especially as women? Can you think? How many of you maybe have osteopenia, or worse yet, osteoporosis? Yes, as we age, we lose that bone mass. Weight-bearing exercises, and it can be body weight, so things like yoga, which is weight-bearing with your body weight. 3 more, 3, 2, 1. Rest for a second while I tell you this. So, as we use weights, whether it's body weight or external resistance like this, it helps to build that bone mass, okay? So it will not reverse things like that, but it slows the progression. And that's what we want. Again, so we want to protect ourselves from falling. In the event that maybe we do fall, we want to make sure that our bones are nice and strong so we at least don't break anything, right? Okay, so very important that you do weight training twice a week, okay? 2 times a week that you want to work out your muscles. So if you do yoga once and weights another time, that would be sufficient. And of course, if you can do it a 3rd time, it's even better, okay? Pull up. We're going to do that kickback for 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. Come back to the front. You're going to place those weights on your legs. I'll turn sideways still so you can see. Okay? So as we have those weights, we're going to just work on extension through the knee. Side to side, just lifting the foot up. These weights right here on your thighs just create a little bit of extra resistance. If that's too much, pull it back to the hip crease right here so there's no extra resistance on the leg. Okay? Lots of options. It's okay to take a break, okay? But we don't want you to give up on yourself. Don't quit, okay? If you make that determination that you're not going to exercise today, we just find modifications so we can keep moving. Even if that means you just pause the video, you take a break for 10 minutes or so, then come back, okay? So notice my back is nice and long and not hunched over. You don't want to melt. Keep the belly button in. 1 more each side. Out. Good job. Come back front. So now you're going to do a front raise, okay? Whenever we are raising something using the shoulders, we never go higher than the shoulder. That's how we risk impingement. So if we pull up here, we can risk impingement and damaging the shoulder. So when we raise, we come up shoulder height or lower. You can be right here, okay? So as you take that resistance or no resistance at all, raise it up and down. I want you to find somewhere where you can see how high you're going. Make sure you're not coming up above those shoulders. Keep it down. Yes, do you feel that lever is really long? So feel how you really have to pull that tummy in tight. 3, 2. Last one. Ooh, that was a little bit harder, right? Roll those shoulders down and back. All right, we're gonna do one more with our weights today before we do some cool down and get you on your way for the day. So I want you to lean forward. So remember that lean forward position there? And the way that you can tell if you're in a good position, other than not having your shoulders drooped forward, is that your arms are gonna be by your calves, okay? So if you're leaned forward but your hands are here, then you know you're not in that 45-degree position. You're up too tall. So we want to lean forward to where our hands are by our calves, okay? Then just focus on rolling those shoulders back. Kind of be like a little bit of a rooster. Press the chest forward. Then right here, you're gonna just pull up. So our elbows come wide. Turn back this way. Elbows are wide. So we're working on those big postural muscles in the back. We want them to be nice and strong. Helps with back fatigue. But we want a nice strong back. Our core, which is both our abdominals and all the back muscles, that posterior side. All of our movement stems from there. And if you've ever had back pain, you know how awful that is. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Roll it out. Sit up. Go ahead, just set those weights down. So good job. You made it through your workout today. So again, this is considered a beginner workout. It shouldn't be super hard, but be gentle on yourself. If you haven't worked out in a long time, you might feel like, whew, that was tough. And that's okay. We all have to start somewhere, right? All right, so we're gonna just do a little bit of a cool down. I'm gonna just turn this music down just a little bit more. So I want you to be a little more relaxed. Bring those shoulders up, but roll them back. One more time, up and back. I want you to really focus on your breath. Bring your arms out wide. As you breathe in and out, starting to slow that breath pattern down. Turn those thumbs down and start to pull the arms back. So as if you're trying to point your thumbs at each other in the back there. Now if you can reach the back of your chair, your hands should be back there. Grab the sides of that and just pull the chest forward just a little bit more. If you can't reach the chair, you just leave your hands back wherever they are. The thumbs are pointed down. And just pull the chest forward as much as you can. Beautiful job. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. You did a great job. And you're either going to push here from the front, so we're stretching out this tricep here, or if you can pull overhead, gives you a little bit deeper stretch, okay? But both of them work. So as we work the muscles, we kind of contract them. Switch sides. Give yourself that pat on the back. So it's important that we lengthen them back out afterwards so we don't get things like cramping, and it keeps the muscle healthy, okay? So our stretches are just important as the other stuff, so don't just go, oh, that's not important, I don't need to do that. Okay, it is important. And bring it out, roll those wrists. Bringing it down to the side. Now, I want you to take your leg out in front of you, so your heel is down and the toe is up. So it looks like this, only on the ground. Now you're gonna hinge forward, so you're gonna keep the chest lifted. Here, I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see. So we keep the chest lifted so we don't collapse over like this. We bring the stomach forward. So as you bring the stomach forward, you see how that leg is long and the toes are up. As you hinge forward, so bringing that waist towards your legs, okay? You should feel that lengthening along that hamstring on the back. So I want you to get to where you feel a little bit of that tension and then just try to lengthen just a little bit more. Because if we just sit up here and we're not actually stretching any of that, you're not really doing any good, okay? So we want to lengthen through that, keeping those hamstrings nice and long. Now extend that same arm as leg out long. Feel how that extends the stretch up into the back. And then just wiggle those fingers. And then just bring that leg up and rotate that ankle. Our ankles are important. We kind of don't, pay a lot of attention to them. But all of our stability comes from the ground up. Have any of you ever sprained your ankle? It puts a big dent in your life, doesn't it? You have to hop around or use crutches. So we should make sure we pay attention to them. Watch for it in other classes. We'll do a lot of ankle work. So I'm going to turn back, or I'll go ahead and turn forward. Let's do that left leg. So the heel is down, the toe is forward. We're going to hinge forward so that chest stays lifted. So if you had something printed on your shirt here, I should be able to see that, okay? We don't want to collapse over. Feel that edge to where you feel the tension, and then just try to lean into it just a little bit more, using the breath. Don't hold your breath. Now take that arm long. Feel how that lengthens out the stretch. And wiggle those fingers. And then just bring that leg up and rotate that ankle around. Both ways. Beautiful job. Set it down. One last thing we're going to do here. So take your knees a little bit wider than your hips. Place your hands on your knees. You're just going to come forward with a flat back. Sorry. Drop your head. And then slowly roll up through the back. Let's do that one more time. Sit up nice and tall. Now come forward with a flat back extends. Remember that hinge? We hinge forward from the hips. So we're bringing the stomach forward. Then as we get the stomach towards the legs, drop the head and shoulders, releasing all that tension. And slowly roll up through the back. And sit up tall. Beautiful job. I'm going to go ahead and stop that music. Hopefully you can hear the birds singing in the background. I love to come out at this time of day and just listen to the birds sing in the morning, and it's quiet. So I just want you to close your eyes, and you're just going to take a few minutes here for a little bit of further relaxation. You can actually scoot to the back of your chair. This is the only time I'll let you sit back and relax in your chair during class. But just find a comfortable spot. You might even want to just let your arms hang down by your side. But just be comfortable, okay? So you can let the tension go in your tummy. Just find a relaxing position. You can have your hands in your lap or off to the side. I want you to just focus in on that breath, breathing in through the nose and slowly out through the nose. So important that we learn how to do deep breathing, as that oxygen is so restorative for our body. Helps all of our muscles to feel relaxed, helps them to be healthy. That ventilation exchange between blood and oxygen in the body is what provides all of that life-saving benefit to our limbs and the rest of our body. I want you to take that right ear, take it over to your right shoulder. Still using that breath. Notice how it releases all of the tension in the neck and shoulders. And just slowly roll that head across to the other side, taking that left ear to your left shoulder. We're not applying any pressure, we're just letting gravity take its course and utilizing that breath as it helps to release and relax all the muscles. head back to the center. Just allow yourself a few more breaths. Today, the thought I want to leave with you is a little quote that I've heard that I use with a lot of my clients and in a lot of my classes. It says, if you don't take time for your health will take your time. So I just want you to think about that. Whether you decide if it was worth it to take this 30 minutes or so to come and make your health a priority. Because if you don't take time to become healthy, your health will eventually take your time. So thank you for joining me today. Let's just take one more deep breath in. Breathe all the way up. Big breath in. Fill those lungs up. And then exhale out. Beautiful job, my friends. Again, my name is Anita, coming from Las Vegas here. I am a Silver Sneaker, Silver and Fit. I teach lots of other stuff too, which doesn't really apply to this, but I hope you enjoy this. I do plan on putting more out. We've been struggling through this pandemic just like everyone else, trying to figure out ways to reach our clients and our members and the participants who are used to coming to our classes. And I know that a lot of you feel very isolated, so hopefully this helps you to find something that you can do from your home, right in your living room. Again, I will use different modalities, the weights, the ball, the bands that you're used to at different times. But if you don't have those things, the ball and the weights are pretty easy to find, things to do that. But, if you can't find at your local Walmart a band or something like that, that's one of the ones that's a little bit harder to stimulate. Because even though you can use a towel for certain things to provide the resistance, it doesn't stretch, which we need for some of that stuff. But you can just skip that particular video or that part on ones that we do that, but I'll try to do them, in separate things to where you can find the videos that work best for you so that you can stay active. Remember, 150 minutes a week. So break that down however you want. It's much better to do little bites. So for 5 times a week, you can do 30 minutes. That's going to be probably the best. Probably not the best to do 150 minutes on Saturday. Just saying, okay? So anyways, thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again.